It's about the restoration of our republic. We want to educate, encourage, enable the power. We stand for integrity, honesty, self-reliance, self-defense, and most importantly, no compromise on our foundational principles. This is America's Voice Now.
Find America's Voice Now on Facebook and at americasvoicenow.org. Here's Michael Evans.
All right. Good morning, America. You're listening to America's Voice Now. My name is Michael Evans. I am the host here. Glad to have you on board. If you're catching us live on America's Voice Now on our video or our audio feed, that's outstanding. I'm glad to have you on there. You can also listen to America's Voice Now by going to Patriot FB. You can listen to Patriot FB Radio. That's Patriot F like Foxtrot, B like Bravo. Patriot FB is a website that's similar to Facebook, but with the limitation that there's no censors on there. So you won't see your stories pulled off of there because they don't meet the liberal media's approval. You'll meet other like-minded patriots, including some great folks on there that think like you, have businesses that you can benefit from. And I would strongly encourage you to become a member of Patriot FB. Patriot FB Radio plays 24 hours a day. From 8 to 10, America's Voice Now is on there. From 10 to 11 is Resurrect the Republic with Tom Lacavara. From 11 to 2 is music. And then from 2 to 4 is J.J. McCartney, who happens to have one of the best radio shows out there, I think. J.J. is a true professional, been doing this for 30 years, right? I'm just a hack. I'm just a guy that got tired of waiting for somebody else to stand up and say something, so I started. But JJ's been doing this all of his life. He's a true professional, and boy, it shows. You won't be disappointed with his show. So the upshot is, get yourself over there to Patriot FB and join. If you have an opportunity to, you can also go to constitutionclub.ning.com. Constitution Club is another site similar to that. Get away from Facebook. Get away from Google+. Get away from all of these other programs that don't give you the opportunity to, one, not be scanned and monitored and betrayed, not have your data bought and sold on you, not have your facial recognition picture plastered all over every government database, but worse yet, you got censorship on there and tons of trolls. Go join these groups because you're going to find a lot of other individuals just like you who are members. Now, the Constitution Club has an unusual and unique feature, which is that there are about 33 or 3,400 counties in the United States of America. And as you know, counties are the most important, and county sheriffs are the most important law enforcement agent in the nation. Well, Constitution Club has a little micro website for each county in the United States. So you can find your county and then meet like-minded folks that, for all you know, live right across town and you never even knew they existed. How cool is that? Talk about community organizing, but in a good way. Join up with the folks over there at Constitution Club. You will not be disappointed. If you have an opportunity to, you can visit a couple of friends of ours who are available on those sites. One is survivalbypreparedness.com. That's survivalbypreparedness.com. They sell 100% natural, grass-fed, and grass-finished beef. What that means is that you're getting no hormones, no antibiotics, none of that nonsense. They don't feed them grain. Grass-fed and finished, started and finished. And they ship all over the country. So do not miss that opportunity to work with those folks because the truth is, if first of all, what you're eating and you're buying out of the grocery store is garbage, and number two, you're paying these outrageous prices. You may as well get at least pure beef, right? Survivalbypreparedness.com. Also, Atlas Survival Shelters. Atlas Survival Shelters, if you are concerned about where things are heading at this point, then I would strongly encourage you to look into Atlas Survival Shelters. These are not inexpensive, but these are things that are built in these 12-foot tubes. They're gigantic, and they're about 30 or 50 feet long, and you can build a fully self-contained survival shelter for your family, whether your concern is about something nuclear, whether it's whether it's a shelter from storm, whether it's a shelter from a human storm or a natural storm. Makes no difference. They've got an outstanding product. And these can be buried right on your property. You'd be amazed at what's available. It's Atlas Survival Shelters, atlassurvivalshelters.com. If you get a chance, get onto their website and then also jump onto their Facebook page and hit the like button. And just mention to them, if you get a chance to talk to Ron over there, that you heard about it at America's Voice Now. All right, this topic where we're going to talk about John Boehner and how he is hypocritically mocking patriots on immigration. You got to be kidding me. I mean, this guy is just disgusting. Really. John Boehner has the nerve, the unmitigated gall, to mock his GOP colleagues on immigration reform. The worst part is, here's what he had to say, and it really bothers me very severely that this guy, here's what he said. He theatrically mocked his fellow Republican congressman for being afraid to reform immigration policy when he spoke on Thursday before the Middletown Rotary Club in his home district of Ohio. Here's what he said. Here's the attitude. Oh, don't make me do this. Oh, this is too hard. Boehner whined before a luncheon crowd at Browns Run Country Club in Madison Township. We get elected to make choices, he said. We get elected to solve problems. And it's remarkable to me how many of my colleagues just don't want to. They'll take the path of least resistance. Wow. Well, let me say something here to you, John. First and foremost, we've asked you, we begged you to hold the rule of law above politics, to impeach Barack Hussein Obama, to stop funding the three-letter government agencies that sponsor terrorism on the American people. The EPA, the Bureau of Land Management, the IRS, and all these other 3- and 4-letter curse words that you call government agencies, the ones that don't have any constitutional authority to exist. We've begged you to do the one thing you can do to bring their reign to a halt. You know what that is, John? That's cut their purse strings, John. You see, you have the power of the purse. You have the wherewithal and the ability to stop them. You can stop paying their budgets. But no, you won't do that. But oh, don't make me do this, you say. Oh, this is too hard, you say. Well, John, the truth is, we asked you to assign special prosecutors to Fast and Furious for Eric Holder, who's been charged with civil and criminal contempt of Congress, the Congress you head. But oh, don't make me do this. Oh, this is too hard, you say. We asked you to assign a special prosecutor to Benghazi to find out why Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama, the Pentagon, and most likely many of you in Congress aided and abetted a sworn enemy of the United States and chose to side with them over 3,000 Americans killed and in New York, and thousands of Americans killed on the battlefield. And instead, you helped to arm them. We asked you to put together a special prosecution team with subpoena power that could get to the bottom. And here we are years later, and nothing's been accomplished. Oh, don't make me do this, you say. Oh, this is too hard. Well, you're right, Mr. Boehner. You were elected to make choices. You did get elected to solve problems. And it is remarkable to us exactly how many of you and your colleagues just don't want to. That all of you would rather take the path of least resistance. We asked you to assign a special prosecutor to the IRS when they targeted your electorate, the same people who put you and all of your compatriots in office. But, don't make me do this, you say. Oh, this is too hard. The truth is, we also asked you to do it about the EPA. We've asked you to rein the EPA in and stop them from taking over all the water in the country, from stealing and confiscating private land from individuals. These same individuals who elected you, John, the same exact ones. But, don't make me do this, you say. Oh, this is too hard. See, John, those are the hard choices. Those are what we elected you to solve. And it's remarkable to us exactly how many of your colleagues and how often you just don't want to. It's remarkable to us that you all take the path of least resistance. We know that only 3% of Americans think immigration is important. We know that most Americans are more worried about jobs. Most Americans are worried about, can they afford this new health care? Most Americans are worried about whether or not they can pay the gas bill or the electric bill and which one they're going to have to do without this month. We've asked you to solve that. We've asked you to keep coal alive until alternative energy can actually realistically replace it. But, don't make me do this, you say. Oh, this is too hard. Oh, there's too much political pushback. Oh, I may not get elected speaker again. Oh, my friends are all going to be so disappointed in me if I actually do what the American people want. So we throw your words back at you, John. The truth of the matter is, we're just tired of your failures. We're tired of your partisanship. We're tired of you siding with the enemy. We're tired of a Congress that feels that it's okay to betray us at every turn. We're tired of a Congress who looks at us as if we're a crop to be harvested, as if we are nothing greater than a commodity to be bought, sold, and traded, to be fleeced, to be shaved, to be milked. And that when the loudest among us brays loud enough, we're culled from the herd. Frankly, John, we're sick of that, and we're sick of you. The truth is, we're tired of failure, we're tired of betrayal, and we're tired of treason. John, did you know about Benghazi? Did you, John? Did you know that Hillary and the Pentagon and the CIA and the FBI and the White House and Barack Obama and all of his executive cabinet knew that those arms were going to go to Al-Qaeda? John, did you know? And if you tell me no, it strains the limits of credulity. So tell us, John, did you know? And when you were told to keep silent, did you say, oh, don't make me do this. Oh, this is too hard. You certainly didn't fight back for us, John. You never have. I'm not mocking you, John. I'm telling you flat out that you're a traitor and you're a scoundrel, and you should be dishonorably discharged for playing politics with our people, our nation, our very lives. all while our country burns to the ground. John, we're tired of you, and we're tired of your ilk. We're tired of a bunch of people who sit up there on Capitol Hill feeling as if they are royalty. And those pesky, unwashed peasants, the only time we need to pay attention to them is basically from June to November every other year. Well, thanks, but no thanks, John. We're really not interested in that any longer. We've seen you and your kind, and we know what we get for our loyalty. We get spit on. We get bleep on. And the truth of the matter is, we're sick of it. We don't want immigration, John. What we want is a sealed, locked down border. We want a border that a gnat can't get through. We want a border that has a fence on it and no man's land in between, and then another fence. And if that's not good enough, then some more no man's land and another fence. And if that's not good enough, then we've got plenty of claymores and mines that we can fill it with. Why, John? Well, John, the truth of the matter is, they're not going to elect you when they get here. I know that you're laboring under that delusion, but it's a false delusion. It's an illusion that you have willingly accepted from your own enemy, your own ideological, political enemy. You allow them to influence you, and you would believe them over us. How tragic. The truth of the matter is, Mr. Boehner, that you've done nothing good for this nation in your reign as Speaker of the House. You're supposed to be a leader. The only thing you've done is lead our nation to destruction. You see what Barack Obama is doing. You saw the likes of what Hillary did. You see what the EPA is doing, what the IRS is doing. You see them being used as weapons against the actual citizens that own this country. Your bosses, John. Oh, I know. You don't look upon us as your boss. We get that. You've made it abundantly clear. So why is it, John, that when we've asked you to do these things, to hold the rule of law above politics, to stop this insane tirade of lawlessness, ruthlessness, against the rule of law, the Constitution, and the people themselves, you say, oh, don't make me do this. Oh, this is too hard. If it is, John, then you don't belong there. You and Eric Cantor and all the rest of your little leadership clan, you can go the way of the buffalo. You've done nothing for us, you supply nothing for us, and you betray us at every turn. We don't need people like you to claim to be leaders. You're leading this nation right off the cliff. You have the ability and the wherewithal to stop the appropriations, to shut off the flow of money, to starve the beast, the EPA beast, the IRS beast, the CIA beast, the NSA beast. You approved, you helped write the National Defense Authorization Act that allows them to collect us peons for a belligerent act and hold us in indefinite detention without hope of legal access, attorneys, courts. John, when was the last time you looked at that thing called the Constitution, which you purport to uphold and honor? Oh, don't make me do this, you say. Oh, this is too hard. Then, John, take your money and retire. Do us all a favor and just leave. Take Eric Cantor with you, by the way. We can do without him, too. The truth is, John, you've mocked your the few loyal people that are actually in the body of Congress for the last time. And you've mocked us for the last time. You have an election coming up, John. I pray that the people of Ohio say, oh, don't make me do this. Oh, this is too hard. Yes, we did. We hired you and elected you to make choices. We elected you to solve problems. And it's remarkable to us how many of your colleagues and how you personally just don't want to. Why you will take the path of least resistance. You have no right to do what you're doing to this nation. And you have no right to figure out some way to make political hay on the issue of immigration. Lock down that border, John. Seal it tight. Independently prove to us that it's locked down. Then we can safely have a discussion about what to do with those who are here. Give them 1 year, John, 1 year to all come out of the shadows and register. Then they can go to the back of the line and they can apply like everyone else. And they're here on probation until such time as their number comes up, like as if it would had they applied originally in the first place. That's the right principle, John. Not giving them some amnesty or playing some parlor trick to get them through. We're tired of that, John. And you know what? If you won't do that, we in this nation are going to have to decide whether or not we're going to take this country back. And we say, oh, please, don't make me do this. Oh, this will be too hard. Oh, this will cost too much in lives and blood. And we beg you, John, to do the right thing for the very last time. You've been listening to America's Voice Now. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk about Eric Holder, who also must be dishonorably discharged, permanently, with prejudice, removed from office. We'll be right back.